This is Eric Beyer of Old Vine, Texas, a new winery tasting room featuring 100% Texas wines from wineries all over the state. We are located in Mansfield, Texas, inside of Ancora Event Center on Broad Street. We have weekly tastings, charcuterie board to enjoy, live music, and a new wine club. Go visit our website at oldvinetexas.com to sign up for our newsletter and learn more. Or you can find us on Facebook and Instagram at Old Vine, Texas. We'll see you soon.
Welcome, We Know Texas Vino listeners. Will's here today, but he's just decided to sit back and let the ladies take over for a couple of very special episodes. So I'm Laurinda, your guest host. We're coming to you today from the beautiful Edge of the Lake Vineyard and Winery, nestled alongside Lake Ray Roberts, just outside of Valley View, Texas. So we want to give a big thank you to Chris and Sid McIntosh for letting us be here today. So for the next two episodes, we're going to talk about one of my favorite things, which is the North Texas wine region, or the Texoma AVA. This is where I got my wine journey. My Texas wine journey started many years ago. So for the next two episodes, we're going to talk about one of my favorite things, which is the North Texas wine region, or the Texoma AVA. This area is where I got my Texas wine journey started several years ago. And to this day, it's still one of my favorite wine regions to visit in Texas. I still think it's a hidden gem in the Texas wine scene, so I'm thrilled to be sitting here today with some of the amazing women in the North Texas wine industry to talk a little bit about it and a little grape growing and winemaking. Cheers. Cheers. So let's get started. I say let's go around the room. Let's go around, let everybody introduce yourselves. Let us know what your primary roles are, what winery you're representing, and where you're located.
Start with me.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm Christy. I represent Lonesome Vine Winery. I am mostly the winemaker, but it's just my husband and I, so I do a little bit of the winemaking and the vineyard work too. And then Andrew and I also run the tasting room. So
I'm Presley Whitehead Davies. I'm production and operations manager at Blue Ostrich Winery. Yeah, that kind of is all-encompassing. Trash taker, outer, all that kind of stuff, too.
Yeah. We all take out the trash.
That's true.
Clean the bathrooms.
Jane of all trades.
That's true.
Jane of all trades.
I'm KK, or Krista. I'm with Red River Wines at the Hartman Vineyard. I'm the farmer. I'm the grape grower, the winemaker, the trash taker outer, the lab rat. I do also work with my husband, who's my weekend warrior, and love being in Texoma.
I'm Meredith Eaton. I'm with Firelight Vineyards. I also have a weekend warrior husband who also kicks it in sometimes on weeknights if we have to get something bottled or fill in the blank. We have an estate vineyard just a few miles from here, and we also have our tasting room on the square in Valley View, which both of my daughters, Macy and Katie, help us run. And we just do a little bit of everything from grape growing, winemaking, pipe fixing, trash taking out, you name it. We do it all.
Pipe fixing.
Yeah.
I'm Lisa Mayberry. I'm the owner of Rancho Serrano Vineyards. It was a former reining horse breeding facility, and we still have the horses, but mostly I kind of boss people around, is what they say.
Nice. Nice.
But my husband helps boss people around, too.
Well, I want to say thank you, ladies, for all agreeing to be here today and do this and being just as excited about this episode as I am. So thank y'all. Really appreciate it.
Our pleasure.
So we're going to get started with a couple of questions. I think we're going to start with what's one of the biggest challenges to either grape growing or winemaking in the North Texas region? You want to start us? How about you, Kristen?
In our region, not as bad as High Plains, I feel like, but I know high pH, grapes coming in at a high pH, maybe lower malic acid because of the heat. Sometimes we have problems getting the color extraction that we really want. I'd say those were the main challenges for me. And of course, the torrential downpours of rain that we had in May.
Right.
That was a significant issue.
Weather.
Weather.
Extremes.
Extreme.
It seems like with this year, has this year been much different from previous years? It seems to me this year there's been so much more rain
So
and
much
hail
rain.
than there has been in previous years.
39 inches of rain at our vineyard to date, not including 9 inches of snow in
Oh my
January.
gosh. It kind of looks the norm.
That's our historical full annual amount we've
For the
already
year.
received.
Oh, wow.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And we're 6 months in.
We say our problem is hail and hogs.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. Animal pressure, deer. Yeah. Deer and hogs, birds.
Birds.
Just the extremes.
Everything
Weather,
extreme.
yeah. It does. It seems like this year's been a lot worse than it has been in previous years.
Well, and the things you cannot see are things that happened 3 or 4 years ago with the Uri winter storm still showing signs of the trouble that it has caused on older plants. A lot of winter injury continues to show up after you prune. You think you've got a good plant in place. It buds out, it starts to do its thing, and then a few weeks later, collapse, just out of nowhere. And it's due to the winter injury in the trunk, for most of my stuff anyway.
Mm-hmm. We've seen a similar pattern as well. Yeah. We lost 4 acres of Tempranillo from Storm Uri, which was completely out of the norm. You know, we're 14 degrees below zero. When is that going to happen again? I don't know. Yeah. But we lost 4 acres of Tempranillo that year. And then our Viognier, we've seen slow decline. It's 1.5 acres. And every year, just more and more and more. So
we were lucky we planted the April after.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's better to be lucky than smart.
That's true. That's true. That's true. That's a lot of what it is. Did anybody get hit by any late freezes this year?
We were okay this year. That
good.
was one thing we didn't have to worry about too much.
We were really,
we had
really
a couple
lucky.
nights, but
We sweated a couple mornings where the alarms went off at 6 a.m. You're at 33.5 degrees. And I just kept watching it.
I'm praying for the sun to come up
Yes.
faster than it's ever come up before.
The thing kept saying 33.2, 33.7, or going down. And then I'm like, please do not go to 32. And it never did.
Wow.
So I know terroir, a combination of climate and soil can really impact the flavor of the fruit. So are there any characteristics that you think really come from the terroir of the North Texas area?
It's such a large region. I feel like you got to get a little more specific. I'm sure our vineyards are different.
So
I know they're different from place to place.
Good.
Yeah.
I know where
The
everybody's
Texoma is like 32 miles from one end
To the other.
4 counties.
And I know.
And it makes it, what happens at my vineyard, the only one that might be comparable would be Krista, but
So
Christy would have a completely different.
So are there any
profile.
characteristics that you're seeing from your vineyard since they're so close together?
We're
As
lucky that we have
compared
a
to
super sandy top layer. So down till we hit that first layer of clay at, let's say, 16 to 20 inches, we're well drained. But once the roots have penetrated that lower section, it slows down the drainage and it holds water. I've got this sensor that goes down 48 inches and it gives me a reading every 12 and it goes out to cellular data and reports to a dashboard. And we're always like, what's it showing? What's it showing? Because we haven't had to irrigate this year because of all
I
the
got
rain.
Krista
It's
to
still
spend
wet
money
enough.
on this, so I didn't have to. I just called.
That's amazing.
I'm a geek that way. I love data. I'm very data driven.
Technology is awesome.
Yes.
So what about, Meredith, what about you and your vineyard?
So I think that with the warmer climate varietals, the heat helps us get, longer hang time, so we get better ripening, which definitely puts out more bold characteristics, for sure.
Presley, what about you?
So we have our red that we have in our vineyard is Cabernet Sauvignon, and we also get a Cabernet from the High Plains from the Six Hearts family, and they couldn't be more different. A through line for us are red grapes tend to have a lot of red fruit flavors, like red currant. Every vintage you've got red currant coming through, strawberry. To my mother's chagrin, raspberry. She hates raspberry, but it's there. And then, you compare that to our Six Hearts Cabernet and you're getting like way more earth. You're getting dark fruit. So, it's just right there and you can taste them side by side in our tasting room sometimes of the year. And they just can be more different, but red fruit flavors for sure come through on our Cabernet.
I love your Cabernet.
Thank you.
Always good. I think the one thing I get a lot from the fruit from the high plains, especially the cabs and the dolcettos, is to me they seem to be more jammy.
Jammy.
I think than grapes from other areas. What about you, Christy?
I was going to say the same comparison, kind of. We have 2 Tempranillos on the menu right now. One came from High Plains and one is our first estate that just came out. Totally, completely different color, nose, finish.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's interesting that you say that because we get some Gilmore Brothers Mourvedre from the Whiteheads when they have extra. And the Mourvedre that I get 3 miles down the road and the Mourvedre that Lisa grows 15 minutes from me are completely different than what we get from the Gilmore Brothers.
What characteristics are you seeing closer to home in your
Closer to
Mourvedre?
home, they're more fruity. They're red.
Okay.
Real rich red, ruby red, like Grenache red, Garnacha red, blood red. And the High Plains is much richer in the purple blue hue. And like you said, a lot more earth, a deeper black fruit coming from the High Plains.
Fascinating.
Do y'all have a favorite varietal to work with, either for growing or winemaking, or both?
I have a favorite.
Yes, she does.
I love my Tannat. I grow Tannat, Mourvedre, and Grenache. And my Tannat, we say it's like the Mourvedre is like a Catholic schoolgirl. It grows and it doesn't get too wild or too crazy. The Tannat is the public school girl that has like so many piercings, blue hair. She's wild, and I love it.
That's cute.
We like our Tannat.
I love your Tannat.
That's funny. How about you, Ernest?
That's such a tough question. On the growing side, I know that there's some controversy, but I actually really enjoy working with the French-American hybrids. We use Lenoir in our estate, Hometown Salute, which is our port-style dessert wine. I love working with that grape. It's beautiful, lush, doesn't have near the disease pressure, so that's always fun. But I do really love growing the cab. I call it the wild child of all of the grapes we grow. No matter what you do to prune it, and I don't know if you guys have this experience, it just goes nuts. It's just all over the place. It does its own thing, and I don't know, I kind of like that about it. I like the challenge of that. But as far as wine making, that's so hard. It's been a while since we've made a Tempranillo, but I don't grow Tempranillo. I would like to. But I would say that's been the most fun winemaking. That was one of our very first gold medals, and it's just a phenomenal grape. I just love it.
This is such a hard question.
I know.
Because I love
Who is your
blends.
favorite child?
Yes,
I know.
love blends.
I know that's the comparison.
I'm really going down the blend road bad, and I blame it on Christy because of where she did her internship in Paso. But she worked for a winemaker named Jordan who makes the most incredible blends and with varieties that you're not expected to be put together. So she inspired me to throw everything together out of my test vineyard. So that's 5 varieties in one blend. And I've gotten really good feedback on it. I call it Vino Tinto. And then I'm getting fruit from the Maldens at Breaking Bud. So I've added more Ved to the Vino Tinto blend. But one that I didn't do as a single varietal yet is Graciano. And I really wish I had more because it buds late. It's well behaved. It's very floral. It's very purple, like Petit Verdot purple. And I wish I had a whole acre of it. So as my Tempranillo is declining, Presley, I'm probably going to be putting in Graciano.
Presley, what about you?
I agree with Meredith in that Tempranillo experience growing it was an easy grape to work with. The clusters are as big as a dinner plate. And so that's always nice when it comes to harvest time. The skin's always like moderately thick. You get pretty color. So I really like working with Tempranillo when we had it. Cabernet at my vineyard, absolutely not. We butt heads all the time. That drives me nuts. Ours is the late butter, which is great. But then when it comes time for harvest, we start getting into the fall where it would like to hang until October. It really would. And then you start getting wet and then it's too late to get in there, all that kind of stuff. But for, to get it all the way mature. It's close to October harvest. So we always tend to pick it a little bit early just so we risk not losing your fruit. And then we always saunier it, which is fun. Getting the byproduct of our sun-kissed rosé is great. But the State Cabernet is a tough one to work with. So when you have a good vintage, it makes it that much cooler. But yeah.
I think I would say Mourvedre is easiest in the vineyard. It kind of grows itself. It leaf thins itself. You don't really have to shoot thin. But I do enjoy Tempranillo too. We have the majority of that, so I'm more comfortable with that. And then in the winemaking side, my favorite grape so far, which would be a surprise, is Carignan. I had from 2021, and we don't grow it yet, but we may consider trying a few test rows of it. We got it from High Plains, but making that wine, I had to pull it as a single varietal because the fruit came in perfectly. All the chemistry was perfectly done. No adjustments really. Wow. It took the oak perfectly. It was a higher alcohol, but still tasted well balanced. So to date, I've only been making wine for a couple of years now, but I would say Carignan on the winemaking side.
And what's your favorite part about your job?
The people. I would say the people.
Yeah.
Meeting people. I never dreamed the relationships that I would build when I was venturing into this industry and learning to make wine and grow grapes. I had no idea just the incredible depth of the most amazing people in this industry that become like family.
Right.
Yeah. And not only are the people in the industry like family, but then your guests become like your family, and watching them propose and get married and have children and celebrate milestones. The people has been my favorite part.
I get that.
Meredith, I think you're so right. This is the only industry I've ever been in where I don't get the cutthroat, competition. Mm-hmm. What is it that's Rusty's word?
Coopetition. Coopetition. Okay, yeah.
And
I've got that written down because that's one thing.
And it's amazing. I mean, I can call and say anything to anybody, and it's easy. I tell Krista things that I shouldn't tell.
She's great. She's great to talk to.
They stay right here.
Nobody would ever know. What about you, Christy?
Definitely the people. If I have to pick one favorite thing, I do enjoy the winery and just being in there, experimenting, doing some tests. I like it late at night, and I'm trying by myself, sampling some barrels and trying to figure out where it's at in the winemaking process and the aging, and am I going to blend it? Is it ready? I enjoy the late nights kind of in the winery by myself.
That sounds really nice.
That's fun.
It does sound very peaceful.
Solitude.
What about you, Presley?
From the production and operations aspects, I think bottling is really rewarding. You've done all that hard work, seen the vintage from the beginning, and getting it in the bottle and on a pallet. It's always like, yes, we did it.
Good point.
What about you, KK?
Oh, this is so hard. I mean, I agree with everything everyone said. And I got a disco ball in my production room. So I play the music really loud and late at night. And Scott will send a text from the house how's it going out there? When are you coming back? I'm I just got on a roll. I'm not coming back yet. But it's there's two places that you can be alone. You can be alone in the vineyard. Mm-hmm. You can be alone in the winery or production. Just letting the wheels turn and coming up with your ideas and discovering things or correcting things, learning something every day, every time you open the pH machine and test stuff or whatever. The fact that no 2 days are the same is one of my favorite things. Yeah. There's no way to get bored doing this.
Right.
Yeah.
And harvest is fun.
Harvest is so cool.
Because it's over with. Thank God. You don't care. If it starts hailing, if the hogs come in mass, you're just it's over. That's always a good day.
I know. I think the people, that's part of what drew us out to continue to come out to this area for so many years. I always tell one of my favorite stories is, when we first started coming out here, it was Firelight, Blue Ostrich Arcade, and Marker Cellars were the ones that we really hit. And I'll never forget, probably on our second or third visit to Blue Ostrich, I'll never forget, we pulled up and Julie was outside. And we pulled up and got out of the car, and Julie was like, "Oh, there's my Abilene friends." And we were like, "Whoa. Man, they've got to have thousands of people come through every month." And, we come once or twice a year, and we've only been here once or twice. And it's like, she remembered. She recognized. And I'm with you. We've formed so many friendships out here, and there's a lot of y'all that we consider family now. So I think that's one of my favorite things about out here. Of course, the wine. The wine helps. The people are amazing. I think that's part of why Will was able to volunteer me. He wanted me to do this is because he knows how I feel about the area, the wine, and to me more so the people. I always say a lot of times it's more about the people than the wine. And I think the people aspect of it is kind of what continues to draw us in. And I think that's what draws a lot of other people in for this area. So I love it. What advice would you give to anybody looking to get into the North Texas wine industry specifically? Whether it's growing, tasting room only, winemaking. Is there any advice you'd give anybody?
I would say get as much experience, hands-on experience, especially in the vineyard and winemaking before you make any decisions. And I mean several hours doing actual labor. And then they can decide if they really want to go into it.
I agree. And if you have the time, any kind of formal education would be just incredible. Grayson College has a great program. You can do a certification over a weekend, so you don't have to put a huge amount of time in. But if you want to do the degree, you can. Getting in touch with A&M AgriLife, I think more of that you can get under your belt to really make the decision, is this right for me? And definitely combination with some hands-on experience with other growers, winery owners. It is, like you said, not for the faint of heart, and it's not cheap.
No.
No, it's not.
It's not.
But it's better than selling horses. But one of the things that I think that you ought to do first is to ask these people or ask anybody in the business to let you come out and spend a day. And everybody loves to have somebody come and just see what it's like.
Get the hands-on experience.
Yeah, see people yell at their husbands.
Yeah, I think people think of the romantic side of it, but y'all, and I know it's not all it's cracked up to be.
Not very romantic when it's 95 degrees.
Yeah, harvesting. But I mean, obviously some of us truly appreciate everything that y'all do.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously. What do you think sets the North Texas wine scene apart from other regions, other Texas wine regions?
Collaboration.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. We're super collaborative. We want everybody to do well.
Mm-hmm.
We're all focused on wine quality, grape quality, a quality experience for the visitors. We're helping each other all the time. And I know this is common in other regions, but I feel like when we're more bonded. I don't know why. I can't put my fingers on it, but I feel very bonded and collaborative and like you said before, family.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everyone sitting here has come to my rescue at one point or another for various reasons. And, talked me off a ledge, sent somebody over to help me when a tornado bent my vineyard over. When I wrecked a wine, your dad helped me fix it. I mean, there's always someone that will answer the phone or answer a text really quick, which is fantastic.
And I think another thing about us is that we're all our own, family owned. There's not a giant organization that has come from, that has vineyards in California and they have vineyards in Washington State and they have them, all over the place. This is all kind of a homegrown deal, which makes us real unique.
Right. So I guess that kind of goes to another question. How do you, let me make sure I ask this correctly. how do you leverage the North Texas wine community for mutual benefit rather than just competition, which is going to kind of lead to what you've both been talking about?
Well, we do stuff all the time, and we have.
Yeah.
But
We're trying on purpose to do it.
Yeah, but we're small, and this is our first year, so who knows? Maybe we'll really.
I don't see that.
I don't think so.
I'm holding wine in my cellar for you right now. I don't have to let it out.
Well, like we were saying earlier too, this region's quite large, so we all have our own pockets too. You guys have your Valley View pocket. We're in the Red River area, your Red River Valley side with Lonesome and 4R and RK. And so we've got these little pockets that make it easy for day tripping. So when we talk about what makes it unique to guests, and we're an hour and a half from the Metroplex, so people living in Dallas-Fort Worth don't have to plan a weekend, spending $1,000 on a hotel, going to Hill Country. Sorry, Hill Country, love you. But we enjoy seeing our day trippers from DFW and coming to our little pockets. And we say, where have you been today? Oh, you didn't went to Lonesome? Great. What do you have time for? Here's where you should go next. You guys coming back next month? Perfect. Did you go to Valley View on your way? It's just constant. It like you said, it runs through us.
It's crazy.
We all pass it on to our staff. Very collaborative up here.
The minute we opened 6 months ago, the majority of the visitors were directed to us by everybody sitting here. Like, have you been? Have you been? Have you been? You need to go over there. Everybody's made an effort to come and try it too. So they've had the wine, they've had the experience, they've seen the space, and they're like, you've got to go over there. I mean, that's the best compliment you could receive is when your peers in the business.
It was like that back when we first started coming out here, because they said the thing we'd go into WinStar and we'd pass a billboard all the time outside of Gainesville for Blue Ostrich and RK. And we decided one time to come back in and go try it. And I know at the time there was a thing on the wall that kind of had some brochures for some of the other wineries. And that was, you said, Presley, that was one of the things that's like, well, where have you been? Well, you should go here, here, and here.
Mm-hmm.
So I loved that about here. It's very, like you said, family or community. And to me, the better off you are, the better off everybody else is going to be.
Yep.
So it's good. And this is a perfect area for little day trips. Day trips out. Like yesterday, I went to Blue Ostrich, and then I went to RK, and then I went to 4R. So it was a perfect day trip for anybody.
Yeah.
I would say that we're also super blessed to have the North Texas Wine Association. So I have to cheers to them for sure. They have done an amazing job bringing us all together and marketing this whole area. Again, we love the Hill Country, but come north.
That's right.
And they've done a great job.
From 10
That's
million
true.
people.
And I don't think a lot of people realize that. I don't think they realize what's out here. That's what I say to me. It's still, I've seen tons of growth over the years, from when we first started coming out here, not only from, the expansions of the tasting rooms and everything, like the Blue Ostrich and RK, they have just the change from when we first started to now is it's unreal. But I still just think that this area just is untapped. It's just untapped. So that's kind of why we wanted to do this, to try to help, educate people, make people aware of what's out here. It's not just the Hill Country. Love the Hill Country, but it's so busy out there. I like to come out here and I like to be able to sit down and not feel rushed, enjoy the views, enjoy the wines, and enjoy the people, and not be, in the hustle and bustle out there trying to fight traffic on 290. Which is crazy.
Yeah.
What is there one thing that you would want the listeners to know if they've never been to this area? What would you say to try to encourage them to come out here?
That we all have extremely high quality wines here.
Yes.
It's something we all can be very proud of. Lots of award winners. Lone Star International Wine Competition just happened, and I think several of us garnered medals from that. So high quality wines. I'm so proud of this area. It's incredible. Yeah.
I think a lot of us are small and family owned too. So half the time you go visit a tasting room, you're going to get a unique experience no matter where you go. But most of the time you're talking to an owner or the winemaker. So you really get to learn about their specific product and their practices at the vineyard or their how their styles of winemaking. So you really get to learn a lot too, and have the experience of delicious wine.
Right. And I don't think people realize how pretty it is up here.
I
You
agree.
know that the hill country is gorgeous, but up here we have some absolutely beautiful scenery.
I agree.
I agree with that. I've grown up in Texas my whole life, and I will never forget the first time I drove out to Blue Ostrich. I thought, my goodness,
Right.
is this really Texas?
Yeah.
It's absolutely breathtaking.
Right. I agree. Yeah, that hill.
Yeah.
That hill.
It's a good bluff.
The first time we hit that hill, we were like, and yeah, it's beautiful. And I agree. I don't think people realize. That's why being out here to record today at Edge of the Lake, I mean, look out the window.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think people realize that.
Gorgeous.
I agree.
Is there anything that we haven't talked about y'all like to talk about? Anything you'd like to say? This is your show. We're here to help support and promote y'all.
I think it's incredible that we have some mighty strong and talented women here. It's awesome. Thank you for shining a light on that. It's really special.
We love y'all. Well, I love you.
Yes, thank you so much for putting this together and bringing us out. This has been a lot of fun, and it's fun to all see each other.
Yeah, we don't
We're
get
all
to see
good
each other. It's like a reunion every time.
The reason
The-
for a
The
breakaway.
bad thing is that we had to stop
Yeah.
gossiping with each other.
Well, you can keep going.
I'm thinking,
We'll turn off the
okay, we
microphone.
can.
We'll turn them off. Okay.
Laurinda, you've been everywhere around this circle. So, from
I
your
love this
perspective
area.
as an ambassador, what can we do to take ourselves up another level?
You know, I don't think that there's really anything you can do. Y'all focus, like you said, there's amazing wine out here. The wine is top notch. When you go to the tasting rooms are all very beautiful, very thoughtful. Y'all take the time, like you said, to, really visit with the customers and give us a really good experience that you don't get along 290. A lot of times at 290, you might get to meet the owner or the winemaker, but for the most part, you're there, you're doing a tasting with the tasting room ambassador. They're so busy. You don't sometimes get to really take the time and visit and learn, which is something that you really get out here. I think it's really more us getting the word out about y'all and helping promote, because I just don't know that y'all could really do anything different than what you do today.
Okay. Good, because I don't have a very big advertising budget.
Same.
No.
This is great.
So let me ask you this. How do you feel that social media helps to play a role, or how valuable of a role do you think it is in helping to promote you in the area?
Huge.
Huge.
Especially with the ability to target specific markets. And it's super affordable.
Yeah,
It's also
absolutely.
pretty organic. It's funny, we're all women sitting here, and if I went and pulled up the stats on the Red River page, over 77% of the people that like and click and share are women, which is rewarding for me. And I think they like it because I get my hands dirty. They see me sweaty with a baseball hat on, or they see me in a linen shirt with the lipstick on, and I don't care. And they're like, wow, you just get to do everything,
Yeah. I
So
love
if
what
that's inspiring to other people, awesome.
I love watching the videos when y'all post videos when you're out working. It's educational, and B, it makes you feel a little connected to you in the process. Anything? That's why I post a lot.
We appreciate the
I post
posts.
a lot of pictures of what I'm drinking, so I am I'm
Definitely
an avid
appreciate
wine
that.
consumer. But I think to me that's my way of trying to help promote.
We love it.
Because I know there have been times I've been on Facebook on some of the like Texas Wine Lover, and I'll see somebody post a picture of a wine. I'll never forget, somebody posted a picture of it was a rosé, and it was the most beautiful, like purpley fuchsia color. It was like prickly pear color. And I was like, that picture caught my attention And because of that one picture, I ordered the wine to try.
Wow.
I've never been to the winery, didn't know anything about it. I mean, I knew the name, but it's just because of that one picture that somebody took the time to post. I was like,
That's good.
I know. I've posted some pictures in the past, and I've had somebody say, because of that, I'm going to try that wine. And then they did. They really did. And they posted the picture later, and they were like, you were right. So
Yeah, it's powerful. Mhm.
It is. It is. And it reaches thousands, I want to say millions, like thousands, hundreds of thousands of people. So, anything else, ladies? No?
My wine glass is empty.
Mine too. It evaporated.
No, I know. Well, yeah, I still have some. Well, again, thank you all so much for taking the time to be here today to help kind of shine a light and champion y'all in this North Texas wine region. I know I really appreciate it. And thank you to the ladies that reached out and kind of helped, and I was able to ping some ideas off of. I really appreciate it.
Our pleasure. Thank you for coordinating.
Yes, thank you.
Thank
It
you.
was a pleasure to be invited.
Absolutely.
It was.
Absolutely. Maybe we'll do it again, and I will.
Yes.
I'll be there.
Let's do it again.
Plan on it.
Thank you. Well, y'all make it easy once I start talking, y'all. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's just sitting
It's a
around talking to a bunch
conversation.
of friends. Yeah, it is. It is. So I guess now we're gonna take care of a little business. Gonna give a shout out to the sponsors of We Know Texas Vino. So we're gonna start with, obviously, the first one will be Texas Wine Lover, the app. I'm a contributing writer for them. So if you haven't downloaded the app, you need to definitely do it. It is your one-stop shop for all things Texas wine related. Perfect tool for helping you plan out your next trip, your next wine trip. Gives you tips on not only wineries, who carries what, but you can look up places to eat, places to stay. So Texas Wine Lover app, if you don't have it, download it today. Also want to give a shout out to Old Vine Texas in Mansfield, Texas. I've never been out there yet. I know I'd like to go. They are a wine bar featuring all Hill Country wines, I think, still to this day. But I think there's talk of trying to get some North Texas wines out there. So,
They're trying to make more room.
well, are they?
They have a beautiful space, and they are maxed out with their display, but they're working on more room.
That's good. And like I said, I hear there's talk about getting North Texas wines out there. So
Yes.
nice. That would be great. And
Since they're
then,
from
Yes.
yeah. And then the last sponsor is going to be High Camp Flask. Have y'all heard of them?
Oh.
I know. It's basically like I think Will said it was kind of like what was that brand? A wine thermos. Yeah. Well, I was trying to think of the brand. I was trying to think of
I was thinking
Like a
flask.
Yeti?
Like a
Like a Yeti?
I was trying to think of the brand. It was like one of the old time thermoses, with the screw top. But with this, you can put. It holds a whole bottle of wine, and it'll keep it at the right temperature for 24 hours.
Oh, wow.
And at the end, both sides of it, it's got pop-off cups.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Cool.
Convenient.
So, I know.
Will's giving a demo
I know.
for those that can't
Yes,
see
I
now.
know. He's
That's
trying to-
lovely. Oh, there.
Yeah.
Whitney has a picture.
Wow,
There.
those are fancy.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
So Will always likes to end episodes with wine quotes. So
Oh, good.
I have some. Don't remember. I haven't printed here. So the first one it's from Napoleon, actually. So this one, clearly the pleasures wine affords are transitory, but so are those of ballet or of a musical performance. Wine is inspiring and adds greatly to the joy of living.
Excellent.
I like that one. And then this one is going to be from Ernest Hemingway. He says, wine offers a greater range of enjoyment and appreciation than possibly any other purely sensory thing which may be purchased.
Cool.
Like it.
So, thank you again, ladies, so much. I really appreciate you being here today. And I hope this helps shed a little bit more light on the greatness of the Texas wine region. And thank you for joining us and being here today.
Thank you.
Thank you.